Hello and welcome back to the channel on this beautiful day. Look how nice it is out there. We got blue sky, no snow on the ground. Man, it's nice. Well, we're getting some more work done on this car. We've got the, here, let me just show you. Flip you around. So we made this, or not made it, but bent it, this tubing. And that's going to hold up our radiator. We're going to make a little pad coming off of here. And we're going to use these little mounts. It's like they call it bushing, radiator bushing. Just went to O'Reilly's and found one that looked cool. And it'll go about right like that. And the radiator will be at an angle. This tubing, I don't have a bender, so I kind of did it the poor man's way. You fill it up with sand and pack it in there really good, and then I used a conduit bender, just kind of heated up the tubing and bent it, and it turned out pretty good. Then I cut out some metal, some of those little plates. This metal is pretty thin, this stuff up here, so just cut out a little plate there just to be able to weld this to that and give it some more rigidity. Did that on both sides. Oh, my light turned off. So now we are ready to make our little pads for these to sit on. And then eventually we'll be mounting that. Once I get this thing mounted, it's gonna be on. Big old wheel. Big ass turbo. I don't know about this stuff here. It's a used turbo, but it'll work. I'll make a line. Okay. I don't know if you can see it, but that's the line we're going to follow when we cut it. A little plasma cutter. Bing, bing. Nice little piece of metal. Dropping everything. Alright, I'll make us a hole. This is the diameter is a little bit too small for that bushing, but we're going to try and make it work. If we have to make it bigger by other means, then we can. There's a hole. It's not terrible. That could probably work. I kind of like it. Fits nice and tight. These turned out pretty good. They're just loose enough to spin, but they don't wobble. Get a little bit of cushion for when the radiator's sitting on it. That's what we wanted. I need to find, we'll go to the metal store and find some round stock that'll fit into there, and then we'll weld that onto the bottom of the radiator. So then this will, it'll sit, once we get it mounted, we'll sit right in there when we put the radiator in the car. Alright, off to the store. Okay, so we welded some, I welded a plate and then dowel rod, drilled a hole, and then put the dowel rod in from the back, and then welded it on the back side of this plate right here that I welded on. So these will go right into there when I weld it on to that bar going across. Turn that, just cut it out of this stuff, 1/4 inch. Wasn't gonna trust this thin metal to hold up that radiator, so both welded on. Next, okay, here are the core support brackets. They're all welded on. Put a little gusset in there too. Good and strong, both sides. And I went ahead and started working on the upper core support. And this is where it's going to bolt into on both sides. And this is the, I kind of fast forwarded on you guys a little bit, but this is the core support that'll go across the top. And I think I'll probably make some kind of a aluminum plate to go over the top to hold on to the top of the radiator. But I'll cut you off and then put everything in and show you the rest. Alright, that's what it looks like with it all together. Plates just bolt right into the side. I've been wanting to tie this back into there to get more rigidity. So here I think I'm gonna weld on the little block because the hood pins need to go right about there on both sides. So I'll just weld a little block. We'll tap it the same size as this. Just screw it right in. That'll hold the front of the hood. And you got the back hood pins are going to hold the back side of the hood. And we'll make some kind of a shroud to go under here somehow, or it'll grip onto here for sure. And then that part will be done. All right, well, we're going to take a couple steps back, but they're going to be positive steps, very positive steps. We decided to make a fan shroud for these two guys. This part here is so thick, I mean, it's probably good, I don't know, maybe 3 inches right there. So it's probably about maybe 3.5 roughly. So, you know, the turbo sits, the turbo's going to sit right about here. So we're getting pretty close to this. And we want more room behind the radiator because we're going to try and mount the water pump in this area. So got the okay to run the slimmer fans. So we're going to make a fan shroud. We're going to make use of the brake over there. And we're going to save quite a bit is in terms of inches. So with the shroud, this one's sitting at about almost 5.5 inches. And these little slim ones are at about 2.25. So if we add another inch for the shroud, yeah, we'll be at 3.25 instead of 5 inches. So we're going to save almost 2 inches. Not to mention the thickness of this on the top side where the turbo is going to be. So. All right, let's get to bending, cutting and bending. A nice fresh sheet of aluminum here, 1/8 inch thick. Got my lines all drawn out. Kind of got a glare. Give her that. You still can't see it. Anyway, promise there's lines there. We got the little X's that we're gonna cut out, so that way we can bend the flaps down on each corner or each edge. So we're gonna use a good old Miller. Works pretty good. Let's get cutting. We're ready to bend. Got our little corners cut out. Now I've got tape right here where we're going to be making our bends, because this part right here will kind of scratch it up a little bit. Usually aluminum comes with the, well, I like to buy the aluminum that comes with the laser guard film on there, but I didn't buy it with this one for some reason. Alright, looking better and better. Got it all been up. Got our tabs on here. Line up with our standoffs that we welded earlier for the plastic shield. And all around these little edges off, make it pretty. And I've already got my holes made. I'm just going to run a big hole right there for the fans. So let's do some cutting for the fans. So I got this here. It was it came with my metal nibbler for doing like cutting sheet metal, and I took out the little attachment, and it fits my miller perfectly. And I just made a little bolt that fit in there and sharpened it. You can see it. So that little point will go into the divot that I made there. Make sure this is tight. Down. Use that for something. Perfect round circle. Next. Beautiful. Hot. Right. Things making noise. But I'll clean up the back side of these, all the dross that's on the back. That's what you get when you I'll get this off of here to show you. Kind of hard to see, but when you plasma cut stuff, you get dross. It's kind of all the stuff that folds off on the back. There's some good pictures of it right there. There's a big old chunk. But get all that stuff cleaned off. Drill some holes. Actually, these holes out here for the fans. Round these edges off, and this should be done. One more project completed. Fans are on there. It's all bolted down. Looking good. Got nice tight seals everywhere. A lot better than the other one. The one in between the radiator and the shroud. Ooh, we got some more parts too. A little bit. That Maven mount. These things are nice. I've never held one in my hand before, but it is nice. Came wrapped with a special paper, you know, the I don't know what kind of, probably keep the moisture off of it, I'd imagine. And it had a koozie. It was inside of a koozie. Got a sticker. Gotta love the stickers. Yeah, I think it's pretty nice. Screw a dash 12. This is dash 10, but dash 12 hole. ORB. That'll be the drain. Got an O-ring that goes in there. And we got one of these from Motion. The wastegate merge. Or not a merge, but you know what I mean. Just weld that onto your pipe. Check it out. Doing an unbagging. Pretty nice. Alright. And more stickers. Well, I think we're going to finish this one off here. I'm a little bit bummed that we didn't get to finish the upper radiator mounts, but we had to backtrack a little bit for the aluminum fan shroud, but I'm happy we got to do that. It'll look way nicer. I think it'll function a lot better than the plastic, just because the plastic had big gaps and stuff. So I'm happy with that. So hopefully on the next video we can get we'll get all the fan or the hood pins mounted and the upper radiator mount done, and then we can start mounting the turbo. And then once we get the turbo all done, then we should be able to start wiring and all that fun stuff. So I appreciate you guys watching. If you would, please hit the subscribe button. I'd appreciate it greatly. And we will see you on the next video. Later.